Tonight on CTV, students now have a plan to combat one of the most common crimes at CSU, bike theft.
And dining services respond to the images of undercooked food in the dining halls.
Then, learn how students working in campus safety assure our sidewalks are safe after snowstorms.
All this and much more starting on CTV right now.
Good evening, Rams. I'm Natalie Devereaux.
And I'm Weston Hubbard. Thank you so much for tuning into our last show before spring break.
As COVID seems to step out of the spotlight, a new harsh light is being shown on all the effects it truly has. Fatal car crashes have increased more than 7% since 2019, even though Americans have driven significantly less since COVID began. The U.S. Department of Transportation National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reports nearly 40,000 people were killed in motor vehicle accidents in 2020. The staggering increase in crashes is credited to stress and driving under the influence. The pandemic caused job loss, isolation, and depression. The road has become a common place for people to let out those feelings of frustration. We are seeing more aggressive driving overall, and people are making riskier maneuvers. A 29% increase in substance abuse also plays a large role. More and more accidents are now being attributed to impaired driving.
Not only is driving dangerous, but around the world, countries are experiencing a massive spike in gas prices due to a multitude of reasons. So, for college residents looking for another mode of transportation, the answer may be simpler than you think. Now, riding bikes can be that great. We're going to get into that package if we get the chance, and it's an alternate source of transportation that we just highlighted if we do get that chance. However, if you do end up getting one of those bikes, you may want to be extra protective over any new bikes that you do get. Natalie does have more on that.
That's right, Weston. Over 190 bikes are stolen from campus each year. This is one of the most common crimes seen at CSU. Students are tired of waking up to cut locks and empty bike racks and are now taking matters into their own hands with a proposal to the school. CSU is one of 5 colleges to be awarded Bike Platinum status for their infrastructure. But with the high amount of theft, students are left wondering how safe biking really is.
I don't think the university is doing enough for us, and I don't think that we have the means to make sure that this is a bike-friendly community.
After a parent complaint about stolen property, ASCSU decided to take action and present a plan to the Alternative Transportation Fee Advisory Board.
For this year, we are looking at getting students ULOCs, educating them on registration, why it's important, and how to properly lock their bikes, because that's one of the other issues. The last piece is those cameras as well.
The hope is that supplying students with ULOCs and installing more cameras will deter criminals.
Over the last 3 years, we've had a property loss of bicycles that have been stolen over $600,000.
Perpetrators are taking all kinds of bikes from high to low end, and sometimes just a part or two. But why is this?
Some of it's crime of opportunity. Someone needs a bicycle, they come on campus, they see one that's unlocked. However, there are many documented instances throughout the country on college campuses of bike theft rings.
These crimes have a large impact on students who depend on bikes for transportation.
And especially those students that don't have the income to buy another one, don't have the income to even buy a ULOC, don't have the income to do all of these things. What can we do as other students that recognize those issues?
The submitted plan relies on student fees, but there is a push for the school to offer more support.
They put some money to back these projects the students obviously have been saying they need. That would show that they stand behind being a platinum bike-friendly community.
April is when students believe they will hear back on whether the plan will receive funding.
Sections of road near on Plum Street will experience closures. From March 14th through the 28th, construction will be done around the entrance to Moby Arena. The construction will close the sidewalk and a bus stop. Plum Street will also temporarily be converted into a one-lane road. This image shows the possible detours that will be available. The accessible route will be along the west side of Fun McCraw and Anderson Academic Buildings, the south side of Moby Drive, and on the east side of Internal Gym. Students staying on the campus over spring break and those returning after may need to think of another way to access Plum Street.
If you're looking to grab a bite to eat in between classes, you may want to make sure the only cash you have is RAM Cash. Several dining locations in the Student Center are now only accepting digital forms of payment, such as cards, Apple Pay, and RAM Cash. Since the start of the pandemic, there has been a steady decrease in the use of paper money and coins. The LSC took notice of this and believes going cashless makes their services more efficient. Businesses say they are able to serve more students per hour and are now faster overall in operations. Going cashless also cuts out the cost of money handling services. However, if you find yourself with a pocket full of cash and nowhere to spend it, no need to worry. There are 12 deposit stations where students can exchange money for Ramcash or a Ramcash Express card.
Students of CSU are a little concerned, however, after images of undercooked chicken have appeared online over the last couple of weeks. Dining services responded to these claims. Nutritional Wellness Programs Manager Brittany Sly said that there are currently no documented cases of foodborne illnesses or food poisoning related to undercooked chicken. She confirmed that the images released online were from a separate case in August 2021. Sly went on to assure students that dining services have rigorous safety precautions designed to minimize contamination and make sure food is properly cooked. She also stated that the teams in charge of the food have a policy where they pull food items after 30 minutes if they have not been eaten. However, the team still recommends reporting any concerns students may have about the condition of their food.
This week, the condition of food is not the only thing that has students talking.
Live reporter Gavin Wolf joins us live from outside on the plaza with more on how the campus safety team dealt with these odd weather conditions. Gavin?
Thanks, guys. If you've lived in Colorado for long enough, with record-breaking snowfall this year, clearing snow has been a big part of campus safety.
It makes it harder because I don't want to slip, and then I have to dress warmly, and I feel like I have to leave earlier just to make sure I get there on time.
The snow and ice can make crossing campus a hassle, but the grounds crew works hard to accommodate to the weather conditions.
One thing I learned from moving to Colorado is it snows everywhere, so when there's a bunch of ice and stuff, it makes it dangerous for people when there's snow up against doors, it tracks snow inside, so I imagine students appreciate having clear pathways.
Owen and many of his colleagues are students here at CSU, but they are up early on snow days to prepare campus for the day ahead.
When it snows, I'm usually up around 2 or 2:30 to get in at 4. If it's only a little bit of snow, we might work till around 8 or 9, or depending on all of us have classes, but if there's a lot of snow and it's like a snow day, we'll work till everything's cleared.
For students and staff, common areas are typically cleared by the time they get to campus.
There's no way I could get up that early. It's like 3, 4 a.m. and they're already shoveling, so it's well done.
The snow can be a challenge, but it's the crew's teamwork that helps keep campus functioning.
The main challenge is obviously just getting up early and getting everybody there. But in terms of once we get there, we work pretty well together as a crew. Once we figured out our zones and learned them, everybody kind of does their thing and busts through pretty quickly.
Excuse us, we are having some technical difficulties, but keeping up with this Colorado weather can be challenging. Luckily, it's the hard work of the CSU grounds crew that makes snowy days like today easier and safer for everyone. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Gavin. Colorado weather definitely has a mind of its own.
Oh, for sure, you could say that again. And up next to tell us what it's thinking for the weekend is Michelle Ellis. Stay tuned.
I'll be right back. Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Michelle Ellis, here to give you the weather report for this week. Now, in Fort Collins right now, we're seeing that those temperatures are quite chilly, about 14 degrees, but with this wind coming in at about 5 miles an hour, it feels more like 6 degrees out. We're going to see a very low chance of rain, about a 10% cloud coverage, but mostly clear skies. And we're seeing those temperatures drop this evening throughout the rest of Colorado as well. Now, with Fort Collins, we're going to see that temperature is going to get quite low this evening, and it's going to impact the rest of the state as well. Now, we're going to be seeing that this evening, very, very cool temperatures, and we saw a winter weather advisory go into effect for Colorado. Today, we saw those effects throughout the state, with Fort Collins getting 2.5 inches of snow, and the rest of the state getting a lot of snow as well. We saw in the mountain range it also got a lot of snow for the most part, about with Vail getting 4 inches of snow, Copper getting up to 9 inches of snow. I personally love snowboarding and I love when it gets snow, but with these cool temperatures, I'm not sure if I'm ready to take the road down there. We're seeing the mountain range temperatures getting below 0, with Craig at -13, Vail at -4, Gunnison -4, Telluride -2. And in the eastern range, we're seeing those cooler temperatures as well, with Sterling getting down to 2, Lamone at -3, Lamar at 8, Burlington at 4. Now tomorrow, we're going to see those temperatures warm up a bit as well. Throughout most of the state, it will warm up, but we're still going to be feeling those cooler temperatures for the most part. Now, right now, we're having some technical issues, but let me tell you, it is going to warm up this week for the most part, which is going to be so exciting because I personally have been looking forward to some warmer weather. But this evening does not look like it's going to be warmer. We're having some technical difficulties, but we'll be back in a bit. Welcome back, everybody. Unfortunately, we are having some technical issues and we have to end the show a bit early, but we will be uploading a full show onto YouTube later this evening through Channel 11. Have a good night.